So y'all, we back with another video, man, on UTK20, UTK20 episode 35. Let's get right to it, y'all. It's Slim, boy. So we going up against the Magic, y'all. It's Slim because DJ Augustin is about to be taking 2 shots, y'all. So it's Slim, boy. We on 34 game winning streak, y'all. We about to be on 35 game winning streak, bro. This is my league, my career, y'all. We playing against the Magic on their home court, bro.
Used to walk around with a big old head, little bit. Here we go now, oh my. On the road like roll tight, but I'm with them bulldogs. They been here the whole time. I can dodge it cross-side, never gonna get offside. Making power moves together, no electric slide. Yeah, okay, let's do it. Need a mop, I'm dripping fluid. What a world.
A spectacular sight as we approach our broadcast location in downtown Orlando.
Y'all see the workers, boy. Y'all see our workers.
Through the air. And let's see what the Nets have coming up. On Tuesday, they'll be matching up with Chris Paul and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Then on Friday, they'll face off against Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat.
And for that game against the Jazz, that's going to be one where it would take a lot of errors and maybe a cold shooting night for things to go wrong. They just have that much of an advantage over that team.
Here are the starters for Brooklyn. Prez out there with Smooth. Then there's Jay. Then it's Jordan. And it's James in at small forward. And for the Magic, Augustin and Fournier are the backcourt tandem. Al Farouk Amino is out there with Caspi. And it's Vucevic in at the 5 down low. Now when it comes to load management strategy, Doris, should coaches do it along the way as opposed to waiting until the last, say, third of the season?
Well, Kev, I think you can look to the San Antonio Spurs, who I think were the first to really look hard at what we would now describe as load management. And I think the one thing is you're trying to just make sure guys are prepared for the most important point of the season. You've got to win enough to get in the playoffs and be positioned well, but your guys have also have to be healthy at the end of the year.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
And so it's the Nets getting on the board first. The pass to Augustin. Fournier trying to break loose. And there's Augustin. That's good on the assist by Vucevic.
Rise and fire from DJ Augustin. I love it. This guy has so much confidence in his scoring ability.
Lays it up off the glass.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
They know that if this guy goes off, their chances of winning rise exponentially.
Outside Fournier. Prez brings the double team. And it'll be Orlando with their first time out of the game right here. This game coming after a loss against the Jazz.
And that was a tough one. They expected to play well and did, just not well enough.
You know what? At the end of the day, it wasn't as close as it should have been. There were lapses all night that led to the deficit they couldn't overcome.
They grabbed their own miss. Here's Vucevic. The third shot of the possession finally falls for him.
Nikola Vucevic has averaged double-digit rebounds for the vast majority of his career. You want him to get to work on the offensive end? No problem.
And until their playoff run, the Brooklyn Nets weren't a team we thought of as a free agent destination. And Doris, you almost forget that they play in the biggest market in the country.
And Greg, who would have thought that in New York and Los Angeles, arguably the most competent franchises would be the Nets and the Clippers. These are two of the historically dilapidated teams, no longer content to play second fiddle in those major markets.
That's a finish he'll be bragging about for a while.
As he should. Very impressive.
How about that from your point guard, gentlemen? Playing big at the rim. Okay.
To the right side. Here's Augustin, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
And the Magic, one of those franchises that's still looking for its first title.
And Greg, they've been to the NBA Finals twice, but boy, did they run up against 2 of the all-time great individual closers in history. 1995, Hakeem.
Oh, that was something else.
Have mercy. And guys, that's not as easy as he made it look. You've got to have some skill to pull that off.
Well, he's got plenty of those, that's for sure. Perez with the rebound. For Brooklyn, they've gone 4 of 4 to start. So a nice offensive rhythm to start here. And it's good, 2 points.
Are you kidding? 5 for 5, and they just got started.
It's tipped. Aminu dishes to Augustin. Back to Aminu. Orlando moving the ball. Snatched up. Vucevic. And Jordan sends it back.
Well, DJ, twice on the pipes. No, sir. Get it out of here.
Nice play, and you can see they're gathering momentum.
And, Greg, you want to continue to build on this lead. Right now, still a little too close for comfort.
And here's Augustin. 17 points for him last game against Utah. And, yes, it's good.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
Here's Smooth, and he jams it with authority.
Love seeing a point guard who can explode to the rim like that.
I'm gonna tickle Russell. Y'all know the big team coming.
Even a better finish.
Boy, it's incredible how much explosive scoring ability can come from the lead guard position. That is a big-time play.
Augustin with it. He has 5. Here's Vucevic. And even after 2 offensive rebounds, they just can't get the lid off. A pull-up. Jump shot is good. 16 points for Smooth.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Now a timeout called by Orlando.
And you look at the cast-offs that have found success in Brooklyn, Doris, a great part of the net story.
And I think what the players appreciate is the team that gave them their first real shot to play significant minutes. That buy-in and urge to prove themselves a part of what makes their culture special.
Caspi passes to Augustin. Here's Aminu. James covering. Here's Vucevic. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
Well, that's power and focus of Nikola Vucevic. Hit him, slap him, doesn't make a difference.
Well, they say the post-up big man is dead and gone in the NBA, but don't tell that to Nikola Vucevic. An offensive focal point, and he does some of his best work on that low block.
And it's blocked, and he gets it back. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Aminu. And now we have a moment to recognize the player of the week in the Eastern Conference, Smooth.
Well, you talk about a player displaying complete dominance on the floor. This is it. And it seemed like he could do no wrong as he was a factor in really every facet of the game. A truly remarkable performance. And just tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard. Here's Vucevic. Great D that time from Jordan. And you look at the footwork of Vucevic inside. And counter move. Terrific.
Shades of DJ Augustin,
and that's something he's continued to develop in the pros. A response to defenders who often surpass him athletically.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Kevin, I got a chance to talk to Steve Clifford a little bit. He thinks rebounding could be the X factor today. He told me it doesn't matter what they do in other areas if they get dominated on the glass. Yet he admitted it was a possibility against a team that puts so much effort into that element of the game. Back to you, Kevin.
Great, David. Thank you. From deep three-point range, from beyond the arc, and then some. Smooth's got 23 points.
Hard to believe you could have this kind of a flow. Unbelievable.
Now here is Augustin. Defense is right there. Knocks it loose. Prez brings the double team. Just 5 to shoot. Back to Fournier. Elbow shot. Out of bounds as Orlando keeps possession. And now a chance to take a look at some numbers for Fournier.
And a promising trend this month is the rise in his effective field goal percentage. He's showing a lot of smarts. Shot selection has been tremendous, and it's helped his numbers a ton.
Nailed from three-point land.
Well, you love the lead that Fournier has taken in this area. This guy, a very dangerous shooter.
Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Yeah, they have gone full throttle from the opening tip, showing no signs of letting up.
Well, you set the tempo early, and when you get command and control of a game, it's perfect.
There's the steal. And he goes
60
in for
more.
the dunk.
And they have owned the paint so far, and the score reflects it.
I know it's early, Greg, but you have got to like the dominance down low. Right now, they are playing bully basketball.
Now here is Augustin. Tight defense on him. Passes it to Aminu. Back to Augustin from outside the arc. That one's not going to go. The Nets go the other way with it.
Boy, a tough go for him in this quarter. You can see how desperately he wants to get things started. He just can't make a shot.
And how about the performance we're seeing from him? Not one miss on the day.
Stripped it away. Here's Smooth.
Look out.
And that's a rugged play.
That's straight toughness.
Building up a big early lead, they have taken charge
I'm
of
about
this
to go
game.
And they've been doing it largely at the
team.
offensive end, Greg. If the defense does not adjust, this could be a blowout.
Jordan against Vucevic. He kicks it to Augustin. Shot clock at 5. Hits the three-point bomb. Augustin's got 8 points.
Well, the repetition, right? DJ Augustin has run this type of play time and time again, and critical, helping him in that situation.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
Outside Fournier. Back to Fultz. Shoots. And it comes off the front of the rim. Brooklyn leading by 15. Wasted no time on that one. And that's 36 points for Smooth.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flame.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way.
Puts it up from 12. Tips it. Great positioning on the putback.
And they have a narrow edge here in rebounding early on, and you wonder what kind of a role that's going to play moving forward.
There's 1:38 left here in the first quarter. And then jammed down as he goes right over Markelle Fultz.
And how about just floating to the rim on that slam?
Boy, when he gets up, I mean, he gets up. 1:30 left to play in the first. Pass to Ross. They get a hand on it. In transition, here come the Nets.
Oh.
Good, he hits again.
Once again, he's reached the 40-point mark as there has been no slowing him down all season.
Well, GA, with all these 40-point performances, he's close to matching the mark for third most 40-point games in a single year.
Well, we haven't seen this many 40-point games in a long time. He is close to matching his airness, Michael Jordan, who scored 40 points an incredible 37 times back in '87.
Fournier gets a wide-open look. The basket good off the assist from Fultz.
Well, Markelle Fultz continues to develop his floor awareness. Passes like that will create all kinds of chemistry.
Count that one. Smooth's got 44.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Now here's Fultz. Not a lot of room. Here's Smooth. Oh.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stop.
Let's see if that serves as a momentum builder. What a great sequence for this group.
5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Fultz looking around. That shot missing. Good D by Jordan. Here's Smooth. He's guarded by Ross. Here's Smooth. Again,
that's
the
my
net for
shot,
two.
boy.
And what a way to start this game, dominating at both ends of the floor.
And give them credit, Greg, for approaching this game with the right energy and intensity. This team has attacked every chance they've gotten.
And so it's the Brooklyn Nets ahead by 26 points as we get ready for the break. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. And we'll be right back after this. And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And the Nets have been rolling right along here, haven't they?
Got my tick over it again, y'all.
Their effort,
So y'all need them
contesting
teams
shots, trying to
can
intimidate here early on.
Well, as a shooter, when the ball is sent back in your direction enough times, it can certainly have an impact on your mind.
Fultz and Ross pair up to make the backcourt. Fournier out there with Bamba. And it's Birch in at the center position. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Magic.
give it to me.
Allen passes to Smooth. He got it again. Sensational.
My goodness, 50 for the game.
Yep, he is putting on a show. And it's Fultz with the ball for the Magic.
Boy, picking Jared Allen, number 22, back in 2017 has paid off for the Nets. This guy is proven already in his early 20s to be an NBA caliber starting center.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points. Oh, that's an old-fashioned rim rattler.
Just a remarkable gem. These fans' jaws are on the ground right now. And so it looks like the Magic will retain possession here. And Jared Allen grew up in the Austin area and played near his home at the University of Texas.
Yeah, Kev, just one season with the Longhorns. He really came into the league considered a project, but boy, his development is truly ahead of schedule.
Bamba passes to Fultz. Shoots from 12. No good off the back of the rim.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger. I'll tell you, right now, these guys cannot be stopped.
Boy, it looks like their confidence is at an all-time high, just feeding off each other right now.
Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. Here's Birch, defended by Allen. Ross with a wide open look, and he can't stop the run as he misses.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession. Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
The very definition of quality transition offense. If it can end at the cup, it's exactly where you want it.
Fultz kicks to Fournier. Now Bamba. His last outing, 16 points for him. 5 on the clock. Back to Fournier. From deep. Rebounded by the Nets.
And when you are as good a shooter as he is, you have the confidence. You have to have the confidence to take that shot. It might not always fall.
And for most guys, I think you only want to take that shot if you hit a few in a row. That is absolutely a heat check.
Yeah, they're rolling right now. That lead continues to grow.
And one of the things that's helped that is they're getting it done on both ends. Terrific focus on offense, and they're locked in defensively.
Fultz dishes to Ross. Outside Fournier. Here's Birch. Excellent D there from Allen.
Boy, you can just see the frustration growing on their faces. Nothing going their way.
It's just been one of those games, and they need to find a way to turn it around before it gets completely away from them.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Well, for Nick Vucevic, there were some great firsts last season. His son Philip was born in December, and then Dad made his first All-Star appearance. Nick is from a basketball family. He said, "I'll enjoy telling my son the stories, like my dad did with me. We'll see if he likes the game of basketball. I think he will." Kevin?
Well, DA, it's certainly in his genes. Thanks for that report. Prez with
Let's
the
go,
bucket.
boy.
And I've been impressed with the unselfishness, but also getting guys the ball where they can do something with it.
And he has shown a terrific feel for how the defense is playing him and then taking advantage of that.
In the flick of a switch, going from defense to offense.
Well, just terrific anticipation to force the turnover and
I'm about
ignite
to
the
take over
break.
again, y'all, so y'all know their
Orlando's
team
gone 3 of
is
6
coming
tonight
in,
when
bro.
they've let it fly from downtown.
Okay, boy.
Another steal. Here's Smooth. And
With the
good.
reverse
There's
winning.
another. That's 62
Boy,
points.
with the reverse winning.
62.
Amazing. A remarkable performance from him so far.
Boom, he jams it straight down.
Wow. We are going to remember that one for a while.
I know I will, Greg. That was special. That was really special. Doris, you played, you've coached, you've broadcast.
The horse.
Hammer it home.
Yeah, with the
That
hard
is
swing, boy.
authority right
With the
there.
hard swing, boy.
Wow.
With the hard swing, boy. You can play
The
me,
Magic have
boy.
gone only 2 of 7 from the field since the second quarter got underway. Here's Fultz. 14 points from him the last game against Utah. They double him with James. To the middle. Can they get it? Shoots the 3. Once again off the mark, Orlando.
Well, that's just inconsistency from him, and it's happened all night, and it hasn't helped their
We got 10
cause.
turnovers.
Yet another bucket in close. That's how he's earning his points today.
Yo, he got 10 turnovers, bro.
And again,
He got
Brooklyn
11
court
now.
in transition. And good, he hits it again.
And that's 70.
He's unbelievable.
How do guys even come up with a move like that?
I don't know, right? That's not even normal. That's on a different level.
That has got to be deflating for the defense. He's just showing them up right now, guys.
Yo, he got 11 turnovers, bro. Oh.
And it's sent back by Allen.
Boy, you've got to watch those long arms of Jared Allen. Twice on the pipe, send it back.
I'll tell you, it's one thing to do this at home, another to do it in a hostile environment.
Boy, just sheer dominance, the ability to step into enemy territory and flat out take over. This is impressive.
Fournier pass to Ross. And it's denied.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead. And you can see now they're starting to push the tempo to good effect.
And it's Fultz with the ball for the Magic. Pass to Birch. And it's sent back by Allen. Here's Smooth. And he dunks it down.
And this offense is in a perfect rhythm, and you can see how they're finishing their plays.
Well, what great game planning, what great execution. It doesn't get much better than this.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
To end the drought. And James pulls it down.
Well, this is the kind of shot we've come to expect him to make. He's got to be upset with that one.
They get the
I
rebound.
missed my first shot.
The pass
It's all
to
good,
Smooth.
bro. It's all
And
good.
it's Brooklyn scoring again.
Well, all night he has made an impact at the offensive end. Now he's trying to shut the door.
Shoots from 14. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
This is a skilled, hungry offensive rebounder, and Mo Bamba's size and motor make him a problem on the windows.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
Orlando's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Fultz the pass to Ross. Now, here's Bamba. He's tightly guarded. 6 on the shot clock. And it's blocked. And here again, the Nets in transition. Up the court they go.
Splash. No.
A three-pointer off the mark.
Oh, my God.
Orlando's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. 1:53 left to play here in the second quarter. Back to Ross. Gets that one to fall after missing his first 2. 1 for 3 from the field.
Well, what an excellent finish by Terrence Ross. The defense giving him a very hard time, but he was
default
determined.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. And Smooth is going to pick up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Vucevic checked in for Kem Birch. Aminu comes in for Mohamed Bamba. Caspi, he's checked in for Evan Fournier. And DJ Augustin subbed in for Fultz. Durant's checked in for the Nets. Kyrie Irving comes in for Smooth. And so they foul intentionally.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain crack.
Orlando shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight. Brooklyn making some changes. Jordan, he's checked in for Allen. Jay comes in for Kevin Durant. And Smooth subbed in for Kyrie Irving. A step back shot here. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. Passes it to Smooth. Lets it go with a 3.
Splash.
Rebound by the Magic.
Bro, this is...
Vucevic has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
Oh, my God, bro. This game is so trash,
Augustin
bro.
from outside.
I hate him, bro. I hate
Brooklyn
this
with the
game. It's
rebound.
trash.
James has got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
Splash.
They've been better. Been
I'm
good on the
so
glass
trash, bro.
today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two
Team
teams
trash,
in
bro.
that area. You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the
boy.
result of that extra effort.
Team trash, bro. That's why I hate this game, bro.
Here's Augustin, and that one drops for him. Augustin's got 10.
Well, he might just be 6 feet tall, but there is incredible strength packed in that body. You can tell he enjoys the contact.
Ooh, you gotta love his aggressiveness to finish inside.
Well, his leaping ability gives him a great advantage. It's
The
tipped.
cheese over here, boy.
Here's Prez.
Yeah, boy.
That is just nasty.
About the athleticism on that finish.
Nice.
Wait, does he know this is a real game? That's a dunk you do in your backyard.
Yeah, but you can't get on that highlight reel in your backyard.
This is part of the reason we watch, for players and moments like this. My goodness gracious, how great is that?
And so it's Brooklyn holding an unbelievable lead as the quarter wraps up. Their defense has been active and effective. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thanks. Here with Coach Clifford. What was the biggest problem for your guys in the first half?
Well, you know what? We're a defensive team first, and we've been good defensively. We've been organized. We weren't that in that first half, and that's what we got to concentrate on to get the game going back our way.
See if you revert back to your form in the second half. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you back here on our halftime show. Well, actually, we can't see you, but you can see us, but you get it. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. It's Brooklyn out in front at the half. They are completely in control of the game, leading by a massive amount. Kenny?
Well, we have to talk about the unbelievable job they've done rebounding the basketball. They've sent bodies flying to the boards on every possession. They've been a stronger, quicker, tougher team by a wide margin. And it's that dominance on the glass that's going to win them this game.
And Shaq, let's get your input on the Magic.
Well, they're obviously facing a hot shooting team tonight. That combined with a lackluster effort on defense, recipe for disaster. Without major improvements defensively, this game...
We shooting 91%. 91% as a team, bro. We shooting 91% as a team,
and
y'all.
that's a wrap. With the third quarter approaching, we now send you back to Kevin and the crew.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. We've seen Smooth really having a great game.
Well, it didn't take him long to get that double-double. Already has it halfway through the game.
That takes a level of aggression and a level of focus, and he has brought it all night thus far.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. And Brooklyn, looking who they've got. They've got G, Prez out there with Smooth. Then there's Jay, and it's Jordan in at the 5. And so here's Orlando. And Augustin kicks to Fournier.
Well, I guarantee you this is not what they talked about in the locker room. 0 for 3 and looking lost.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. And now a look at the 2K leaderboard to see which point guards have been playing the best perimeter defense during the last month. Well, you look at Smooth, always dangerous on the court. He leads the league. And, of course, Prez down a few spots. Another player that can really go after him.
And with these guys, they are always going to give you an equally outstanding effort at both ends of the floor. I mean, it takes very aggressive defense to put up steal numbers like that.
You know, I think that's the mentality they have when it comes to defending aggressive. They don't let up for one single second at that end of the floor, and they're always looking to cause you discomfort.
About 1 minute played here in the second half. Here's Augustin. Another miss by Orlando.
That's a big donut, folks, here to start the second half. 4 straight they've missed.
Good, that's another bucket. That's 91, an incredible feat.
This is just flat out insane.
Bro, like somebody touching you, bro.
And we're about a minute and a half here into the second half. Pass to Fournier. 5 to shoot. Over Prez. Nails the 16-footer. That's 7 points for Evan Fournier.
Boy, that was a much-needed bucket in the second half, and now 1 for 5.
Oh, they only 1 for 5, bro. Like
Smooth. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Magic will take it. A chance now to check out how the All-Star voting is shaping up.
And I tell you, the excitement's starting to ratchet up a little bit as the tallies start coming in.
Take a look at Jordan. He's not too far away from his spot in the starting 5. A lot of votes have been coming his way.
And even if he doesn't get the fan votes he needs to become a starter, you have to believe he'll be a part of the Eastern Conference All-Star team.
And keep tuning in for updated results. You can visit NBA.com for more. Smooth checked in for Spencer Dinwiddie. Pass to Augustin. Here is Caspi. James covering. Now Caspi. It's blocked. Here's the break. Here's Smooth, and a strong finish with 2 hands.
Yeah, and ever since halftime, they played precision basketball offensively.
I got to believe that's something the coach talked to them about at the halftime. They have valued each possession.
Augustin passes to Aminu. Back to Augustin. Last touch by Aminu.
Here's a look at some stats for Jay. Tremendous numbers for him over the last 10 games. 5th in assists, 8th in blocks, and he's among the top 15 in rebounding. Just a powerful presence in the paint.
And as you said, dropping dimes at a top 5 pace. He's in total command of his team. They look to him for leadership, and he does not disappoint.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
And the shot goes in. Augustin's got 12 in the game.
Well, Evan Fournier is a fundamentally sound player, and if his teammates are open, he will deliver the rock.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. That one on Vucevic. Pretty interesting, Doris, to see how these NBA players that come into the league looking one way physically and they leave looking another way. They change their bodies over the course of their careers.
Kevin, you talked about this earlier. These players commit to
I'ma
their
tip over
season
the
over
so
the
y'all
course of
knew the
365
team can
days.
be
Virtually no offseason. Think about the reigning MVP, Giannis Antetokounmpo, who adds 50 pounds of muscle from the time he enters the NBA. Or the other side of the equation, right? A Yusuf Nurkic or a Marc Gasol who drop weight, Kevin, to enhance their quickness and their stamina. These guys are so committed.
They are. For 3, Fournier can't hit that one.
Got his hand out enough on that one to bother the three-pointer. Just great hustle on that one.
You know, we talk about this time and time again, trying to stay connected to shooters along the perimeter. Nicely done.
Augustin looking around to stop the run. That's tipped. And here's the fast break. Jordan leading the way. And that one is good.
And just a great job of controlling that defensive backboard, then getting out in transition. That's been the difference.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Good on the bucket.
And, Kev, this is exactly what you expect from DJ Augustin. This is why coaching staffs love him. He makes everyone better.
The feed to Jordan. And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
And they know for next time, don't let him establish position down low.
Well, Greg, coaches call that doing your work early. If you are there defensively, it really does not allow for him to establish that kind of excellent positioning down low.
Augustin, that's good.
That's the quickness of DJ Augustin. Put it on the deck, get to the driving game. Really nicely done.
And there's the pass to Jay.
Just keep double team, bro.
Goes up and
Just
lays
keep double team, bro. Just keep double
Well,
team.
we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, Kenny Atkinson, who's
Why
a
is
native
that
of
steady
Long
fouling,
Island,
bro?
now has his dream job, coaching the Brooklyn Nets. He doesn't need praise or recognition. Instead, he's fueled by the fear of failure. He says, I always feel like I'm one banana peel away from never being in the NBA again. Kevin, he's got his team playing with that same determination.
David, he sure does. Thank you very much. Catching up on the changes for Orlando. Bombas checked in for Aminu. Terrence Ross comes in for Caskey, and it's Fulton for Fournier. Nabbing another steal.
And he's just been able to anticipate their every move.
Bro, why would
You're
you...
right, an absolute
Oh,
pest
bro,
on
why
the
would you
defensive end.
pass it?
James against Augustin. Here's Smooth. And got it! Another basket. He's been absolutely ridiculous in this
Y'all
game.
cannot guard
You
him,
get
bro.
the
Y'all
sense
trash, bro.
he
You
just
cannot
can't
guard
miss.
him, bro.
And so it's Augustin who will bring it up for the Magic. In transition, here come the Nets. And the powerful one-handed slam.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stump.
Let's see if that serves as a momentum builder. What a great sequence for this group.
8 feet away. He's off on that one. And Brooklyn will come the other way. Here's Smooth. Count it, good.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
Orlando's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Pass to Ross. Back to Augustin. And nothing is falling for him right now. Brooklyn's gotten 2/3 of their three-pointers to fall tonight. They're 6 of 9 overall.
Well, the multi-time scoring champion Kevin Durant is showing you he has got as complete a game as there is in the NBA. What a pretty pass.
Augustin passes to Fultz, and out of bounds as the Nets gain possession.
Well, obviously a rough start to the career of #1 pick Markelle Fultz. The shoulder injury sort of takes away his shooting ability when the Sixers trade him away. You're rooting for this young man to get back to his game. Well, if the defense gives him that shot next time, they could get burned. I think he's just a little bit out of rhythm.
Misses from short range.
Great rim protection to prevent him from converting. Beautiful.
That is not possible. What we just, is that possible?
I think it is, Greg. Not probable, but like possible, like you said.
I'm gonna take over
Well,
again, y'all.
Orlando
So
shooting
y'all know them
31%, not
team
looking sharp offensively, to say the least. And some have said, Doris, for Fultz, not just physical issues dogging him early on.
Well, I think you have to consider, Kevin, when you are the #1 overall pick, extraordinary pressure comes with that. So now with a new team, perhaps that fresh start gives Markelle Fultz an opportunity to showcase his big-time talent. Well, get it inside to a quality scorer and let this guy do his thing.
Here's Prez. Smooth passes to James. Out to the right wing. Smooth. And another one falls. Amazing.
And this game has his name written all over it.
Greg, he's been phenomenal in offensive onslaught. Pass to Ross. Pass to Vucevic. He can't get that one to fall. Great D that time from Jordan. Here's Smooth. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Doris, such an honor to be on this with you. And you were the first female to become a full-time NBA analyst. Breaking new ground. You've accomplished so much in your life, personally, professionally. What would you tell young women who are graduating college, looking to get ahead in their career in what you've chosen?
Well, first and foremost, I've been very lucky, Kevin. The game of basketball has been a part of my life since I was 7. It's been a driving force.
Bro, oh my God.
Still young women, and times are changing. Dream big. There's nothing that's impossible. And I'm so thankful to the NBA players and coaches who have just wrapped their arms around me from the time I entered this business. So kudos to those players who are part of the change, no question.
And hard work. I have seen you work. I have seen you prepare. No one prepares more. No one works harder than you.
Thanks, guys.
Haven't we seen that a few times today, guys? I mean, their defense has got to have a little bit more toughness.
Bro, don't you want more bomber?
Orlando's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Now here's Fultz. He started close. Brooklyn with the rebound.
Hey, that's what you do.
Smooth's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
I'll tell you, no matter what he does, he can't find his rhythm, and you get the sense he's starting to press a little bit.
That's the reason why I hate this game, bro. Trying to get a 3-point, bro.
To the left wing.
Yeah, this game's so boring,
Here's
bro.
Dinwiddie. Offensive rebound.
Bro, don't shoot
the
that.
pass to Smooth.
Dinwiddie, bro. That's why you tried. No,
Now
no.
Prez.
KD, bro. Bro, who open, bro?
Here's Smooth. Non-stop scoring machine here. Brooklyn needs to get off the shot here.
I got
it again.
Oh my
Vucevic
God.
with the rebound.
I hate this game now, bro.
And for the Magic, they're shooting just 33% in the second half so far. They need to look at more high-quality shots. Here's Smooth, and he takes that one up and powers
so
it
boring,
through.
bro.
Boy, phenomenal decision-making from the young guard, Spencer Dinwiddie. Nicely done, putting it on time and on target.
Here's Smooth. And so it's Brooklyn, able to put on a show for the ages. And they've created a bunch of turnovers with that terrific team. Right back after this break. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the floor generalship right here? I mean, showing us why they're always in good hands when he's the man in charge.
Well, this is exactly what you're looking for from your point guard. Survey the floor, serve it up on time and on target.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. They've got Vucevic. Michael Carter-Williams is out there with Frazier. And it's Birch in at the 4 spot. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Magic.
Oh my.
Magic shooting 32% overall. Not one of their better showings. Ball's knocked loose. It's going to be out of bounds. The Magic will retain possession. Ball. Passes it to a 1-2.
So boring,
Back
bro.
to Birch. And it's blocked. Here's Smooth. There's the killer 2-handed slam.
And that's a terrific sequence at both ends there. There was the block shot, then the run out, and nice finish on the break.
And it's Frazier with the ball for the Magic. Out to the right wing. Doris, isn't it interesting that we're seeing some teams with more 3-point attempts than 2-point attempts?
It's incredible, Kevin, that every year over the last decade you see more 3-point attempts across all 30 NBA teams. And think about the Houston Rockets. In each of the last 2 years, the Rockets have actually taken more threes than 2s. This is the evolution of the game. It is not going anywhere. There's 2 high-valued shots in the league. Restricted area 2s, that means point-blank opportunities at the rim, and 3-point shots, and everything else in between seems to be getting lost.
Now here's Carter-Williams. To the paint, here's Birch, and he says right back at you with a big dunk of his own.
Well, what he lacks in size for a typical center, he makes up for with all that athleticism. Boy, can he elevate.
And how sweet a play was that?
As sweet as it gets, an exquisite pass to set up the powerful alley-oop dunk. Here's Carter-Williams. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Here's Smooth, and then
whole
down as he
boy.
goes right over Nikola Vucevic.
What a pretty
The
look.
whole scene,
DeAndre
boy.
Jordan, to have that kind of touch on your passing, such a quality piece for a big man.
Magic have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the 4th quarter. Carter-Williams, the pass to Frazier. And here's Vucevic. Kicks to Carter-Williams. Pass to Birch. Oh, that's blocked. And another fast break for Brooklyn. The Nets are running.
The horse swing, boy. The horse swing, boy.
My
The
goodness,
horse
that
swing,
was
boy.
absolutely
Boy.
filthy.
Oh, nasty. This
the
building is
horse swing,
stunning.
boy.
Dug deep, Greg, into his bag of tricks there. Carter-Williams feeling it out a bit. Right wing. The 1-2 passes to Birch.
But don't foul. Don't foul, bro.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. And there's the 3-second call, this one on the defense. Remember the time, Doris, when it was rare to see stars changing teams? Now we read about it every day.
No question,
That's my
Kevin.
fault,
Think
bro.
back to my formative years watching the NBA as a fan. Larry Bird was a Boston Celtic. Magic Johnson was a Los Angeles Laker. The trend in today's NBA is that shorter player contracts, more player control over where they want to be. And the reality is this, Kevin, at some point, free agency entered the equation. It's appropriate, it's fair, they've earned the right to choose where they play.
I'll tell you, right now, these guys cannot be stopped.
Boy, it looks like their confidence is at an all-time high, just feeding off each other right now.
Up top, Carter-Williams. Overt defending. Carter-Williams can't get it to go.
Not pretty. You just got to shake off a miss like that.
Oh,
Prince misses.
you was
The
stupid.
Magic shooting a low 30% mark
That's
from
why
the field.
I want to punch your face, bro. Why would you shoot
Stolen
that?
by Levert. In transition, here come the Nets.
Oh, please.
And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
This guy is such a good all-around player. Karis LeVert sharpening his court awareness and finding his open teammates.
And here is Carter Williams. Birch kicks to a 1-2. Cloak loose. He swipes the ball away again. His anticipation has been off the charts.
Swiping the balls away with just such ease.
And
And that's his MO. Sometimes he can score more points by himself than the rest of the team.
Carter Williams with it. Here's Aminu. The Magic again can't hit. Brooklyn with the ball. They're on a 16-3 run.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
Going right to the rim, which is where you want transition opportunities to end.
Orlando's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Carter Williams dishes to Aminu. Pass to Birch. He kicks it to Frazier. Rebound, Brooklyn. Jay's got rebound number 5 here tonight.
Oh, let's go home. That was just ridiculous.
I do not remember the last time I saw a dunk like that in a game. And it's the Magic with the ball. Now Carter Williams. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Carter Williams has got his first points of the night. Brooklyn's gone 6 of 10 from three-point range, up over 50% for the ball game. Here's Smooth. It's blocked. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Aminu. Brooklyn making some changes. James comes in for Taurean Prince. And Prince is subbed in for LeVert. Now a timeout call by Brooklyn. Dwyer, when you look at draft eligibility requirements, it is a very fluid topic with a lot of different ways it could go, a lot of moving parts. Where do you stand?
I'll tell you the truth, Kevin. I'm conflicted about this because I believe there is real value to the college experience. There's high-level coaching across the game at the collegiate level, but I also believe that young men who have talent should be able to, when they are eligible, decide when they want to become professionals. So, listen, I'm sort of in the middle. There are legitimate arguments to be had for both sides. What I hope, regardless, is we get the best players in the league, and that's certainly going to happen whenever it happens.
Smooth passes to Jordan. Here's Smooth. James trying to free himself up. Makes it off the glass.
And 10 of their last 12 coming off assists.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Dude, how many steals I got, bro?
The shot by Birch, no good.
I think he's got to settle down because right now it feels like he's rushing, like he's forcing some shots. This quarter, he has been completely bothered.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
Now here's Carter Williams. Defense right on him. Prez brings the double team. Here's a 1-2. James covering. Just 3 to shoot. And the rejection by James. And so it looks like the Magic will retain possession here. A second left.
This guy has not been a factor at all in this quarter, and it has hurt the team.
And offensively, he has been a liability more than he's helped this quarter. I tell you what, I don't know what he did in the locker room, but he needs to do a little bit more of it because he's on fire.
Poked away. Here's Carter Williams. Inside. Birch the pass to Aminu. Shot clock at 6. Prez brings the double team. Here's Carter Williams, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Hiring college basketball coaches has been kind of hit or miss, Doris. Why do you think that's so?
Well, obviously, coaching in college and coaching in the NBA are drastically different things. As a college coach, you've got to be concerned about the eligibility of your young men. You've got to be recruiting the next crop, even while you're coaching your current group and your current roster. In the NBA, you get to focus exclusively on coaching. You're not talking about recruiting. You're not having to deal with anything other than grown men who have a desire for greatness in the NBA. And I think so much of it doesn't necessarily mean success or failure, whether you come from college or not. Success in the NBA is a multifaceted proposition. So I don't necessarily define it as, oh, this guy came from college, this guy came from the European leagues, this guy has been an NBA assistant. So many things go into it, Kev.
And he just keeps on going. He's got more points than anybody else out there.
And it's Carter Williams with the ball for the Orlando Magic. Now the pass to Birch. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And passing with a purpose there. I love how Carter Williams keeps his teammates involved.
Here's Smooth. And he's good on the three-ball.
Oh, yeah, you have to make greater effort than that defensively. You know what he can do from range.
Well, to me, Greg, that's just inexcusable. You start to wonder how much they really want this basketball game.
Now here's Carter Williams.
2 minutes, less than 2 minutes remaining in the quarter.
To the middle. The slam dunk by Aminu.
I'd say that shot is well within his range.
I would hope so. Here's Smooth. And the call
just had to foul, bro.
That sends him to the line. It's going to be on Michael Carter Williams. Doris, you and I are faced with this one, voting for the MVP.
I gotta do it all over again, bro.
Versus winning. Where do you stand on that when you vote for the league MVP?
Well, winning could be the definitive line if I have two candidates who are close. For instance, for me, this last MVP came down to James Harden and Giannis Antetokounmpo, and I took it to the last possible moment. And I could have gone in either direction and been comfortable. Ultimately, I went with Giannis, and the deciding factor came down to he led his team to the best record in the league. It was a difficult vote, but ultimately it's one category which helps tilt me in one direction or another.
That's what it's doing.
And what also helped me was just
I think that was a rain check.
They had made.
A rain check. I think that was too far out.
It was a two-way force. Boy, nobody between him and the basket on the break, and the pass was right where it needed to be.
Nets passing it around. Here's Smooth. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Orlando's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for Brooklyn.
Two great rebounding teams.
And these guys worked just a little bit harder tonight, and that was the edge they needed.
And so now, on the year, they'll have 35 wins to their credit.
And they'll take the win tonight, setting the tone in the first matchup of this four-game season series.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Smooth.
I think his steals tell the story. This guy was a disruptive force, and I don't think you can underestimate how important it is for a team to have someone in that role.
2 points, that one goes.
Well, they knew it would be a hostile environment, and they rose to the challenge.
And sometimes, Greg, when everyone's rooting against you, it seems to bring the unit closer together. It certainly did tonight.
Well, this is what they needed earlier on. At some point, it's too little, too late.
Yeah, but then again, this run came against a team that may have felt it had already won, and you get the sense it let its guard down.
If y'all like this video, man, like and subscribe to the channel, turn that post notification bell so you never miss an upload. Go follow your PS4, Antonio 112593, and subscribe to my sick channel, Antonio Pitts. Peace out, love y'all. I'll see y'all in my next video. It's Leo.
Outside. Here's Smooth. It's in.
And once they smelled.
I had 22 steals. I had 51 dunks. DJ Augustin had 16 points. 16 points.
Blood in the water. You could see the killer
I'm
instinct.
splash, boy. Perfect release. Perfect release at the buzzer, bro.
Tonight they've done that.
191 to 80. 191 to 66 is the final score, yo.
A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it.
That's how to get it done on the road.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. DeAndre, what do you think this team's identity is this season?
You know, we just have so many guys that can score. It's going to be somebody's night every night, like I keep saying. But we're also, our half-court offense is getting a lot better.
The ball is moving around, DeAndre. Thanks for your time. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Great interview.